Hello, hello, and hey, She Army. It's Wisdom Wednesday, and tonight I'm discussing why content is queen. So I invite you to drop your questions in the comment section in the chat, and I will make time at the end to answer them. And if you're watching this later, I will also respond in the comments. So we talked a little bit last week about the two questions, which were what problem do you solve and for whom? And this week, I wanted to just discuss content and why content is queen. So, you may hear different people say that your content has to be on point, your content isn't compelling enough, post every day, post multiple times a day, don't post. It's like, who's right? Which direction do you really go in? And before we can even really delve into the number of times you're posting and what platforms and engagements and the algorithm, we really need to talk about the meat and potatoes, which is the content itself. And you probably heard me joke a lot about dog and cat memes, and it's not just because I like dogs and cats. Um, I'm really being serious when I'm saying that your content should be relevant and timely to your audience and your brand community. This all goes back to really knowing your target market, what problems they have, where they live, where they shop, what they eat, who they follow. When you're thinking about what problem that you solve and how you solve that problem, you are communicating that you can assist them, and you're showing them why you are the go-to person within your content. So in your content, you should strive to do one of the following, which would be motivate, inspire, educate, or entertain. Um, and then, it comes to the question, well, what do I actually post? What are some things I could post? Um, then I would ask you, what does your audience need to hear? I know it's a little bit like chicken or egg, but I promise people will let you know what resonates with them. They really will. And that's how you'll know, if your content is relevant and timely. So some examples I like to think of when thinking like about inspirational content, for example, inspirational quotes work well, or storytelling, especially if it's personal, especially if you're overcoming some type of challenge that can be inspirational to folks. People like to be able to relate to those that they follow, seeing themselves in you. Remember, you want to speak directly to them, speaking their language. Education is also a big one, right? This really comes down to what problems does your audience have and what do they need to know right now. So, educate on the problem that you solve, what your audience may know now, or maybe there's a different perspective you can give them on that. You have to show up in order to build your brand authority. Um, you can only really learn some of these things right by truly engaging with your audience and asking them some of these questions so that you know what to post. So one way I like to do it is to use polls. So like, for example, maybe use a poll in your story and ask people what motivates them, and then by the responses you get, you can then create content based upon that. So if they say they're motivated by seeing results of something, then that means you should post testimonials and case studies. So remember, your brand community is an extension of you. It's like a mirror, right? And so if you follow my formula on branding, then you would be able to think about like what inspires you, and then check in with the brand community on that to see if it resonates with them as well. The last thing is entertaining, and entertaining is a fun one because you don't have to do so much with this to be entertaining. You can show your personality. You can take a popular trend and make it yours and make it relatable to what it is that you're doing, what you're offering. So, like the silhouette challenge is something I think that was going on TikTok. So, you could take the silhouette challenge, and let's say you are a VA or a virtual assistant. Maybe you take the silhouette challenge, and you're in your robe, and then lights go out, and then you're like, I don't know, creating content or calling people, or you can make definitely like there's so many different things you can do with it. But just be creative, and people will definitely find it entertaining. You can also take funny memes and make them relevant to what you're doing. So use the same picture that's popular and then make it your own. Or just post the same meme as is and comment, your thoughts or a new take on it. All of that would, be considered entertaining. And finally, you really want to tie this all back to what do you want to be known for? What is the one thing that you want to be known for? And then just be consistent, because the reason why you're posting at all is so that you can drive action, right? So, what is the action that you want people to take when they see your content? And you have to tell them, which is called a call to action. So, like, share, comment, save, DM, whatever the action is, tell them. But if you don't have those elements woven into your content, it's going to make it very difficult to see the results from social media within your business. So, guys, I really hope that has been helpful. If you guys are watching this now, whether you're watching this later, feel free to ask a question in the comments, or just comment below, or even share with someone that needs to hear this. If you want to contact me directly, you can DM me on all handles at Crystal Vernay. You can also DM me on Facebook under Simply She at I Simply She, or Instagram at I_simply_she. And if you would like further further clarity on creating content for your brand that would be specific to your audience and helping you motivate, inspire, educate, or entertain, you can definitely book a brand strategy call with me. And the link to do that is in the description of this live. So hopefully that's been helpful. And remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. Take care, guys.